Of a video series that talks about the new features of Notebook 15, and in this episode we are going to be looking specifically at the shapes feature and what's new to shapes in Notebook 15. So there are a couple of new things. We're going to start by drawing a square, and then we're going to see what we can play around with there. Now if I now right click on the square, a bunch of options come up. Alternatively, I can click on this down arrow on the side and the same options will appear. The ones I'd like to focus on are these four over here. Okay, and we're going to start with the top one. That makes sense. Show hide vertices. Now what this does is it creates little handles in the corner of my shape that I can manipulate. So I can drag the shape and change the angle of the vertices. Now, what is really amazing is that I can show and hide the size of the angle. So I can show my kids we start with 90-degree angles at all corners of the square, and then I can drag the corner and change the angle, and they can immediately see the effect that that has on the other angles in the shape. Of course, I can also show or hide the side lengths, and this gives the measurement of the sides, and the students can immediately see the changes in that. Okay, if we just delete that one and add another square, and I'm actually going to fill this one in, let's see, maybe a nice green. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate this and you will see now why. I want two shapes that are the same size. I'm going to change the full color of this one just so that we don't confuse them, green and teal, and I'm going to do the fourth option here, which is to divide the shape. Okay, now when I divide the shape, I can decide how many parts I want to divide it into. I can do 2 parts, easy peasy, and that immediately divides it into 2 and labels the parts. And then you guessed it, we can now take the second shape and we can divide it up into 4 equal parts, and we can move this around. And this is great for showing that check, 2 of these quarters now make up the same size as a half, and so this is fantastic for showing equivalent fractions. Now another option that is new to Notebook 15 is drawing an irregular shape. If you go up to your menu and you go to insert and you go to tools, sorry, and you go to shape, and you can go to regular polygons and you can go to irregular polygons. If I choose the non-filled version, filled version, or dotted line, I'm going to choose a filled version, and now we simply make dots on the page, and the smart technology will connect all the dots up and create a new shape for me. And this shape can be manipulated in the same ways as the first shapes were, in that you can change the vertices, you can show the interior angles, and you can show the lengths of the sides.